Unlimited possibility, no limits. Usually for me, I'm trying to stretch the limits of design.
I love creating environments. I love manipulating environments. We spend all of our time in spaces. Everything is about what's around you.
In my younger days, I used to walk around and look upwards, and everybody thought I had something wrong with my neck. But I was building this inner thing about beautiful art to a space.
The ability that we have as designers to shift a person's mood or transform a space, I mean, it is a powerful experience.
Freeform has kind of an unlimited palette, options and color varieties.
It kind of completes the package, so in the end you get a really good feeling when a space has been well designed.
As I work with materials every day, there's not many that I feel are as open-ended as they are as the Freeform.
Designing Varia EcoResin is unlike anything else. Think suspended, encapsulated elements. It's the juxtaposition of something very raw, like a grass or an organic material, in a very refined presentation.
It's sort of infinite in its possibility of color, of pattern. It's a really very clever, interesting design tool.
And you can get the same effect as glass. You can gain the color and the texture and keep that look.
You can see through with partial visibility, creating a mystery of what's on the other side. So it opens up a whole new world of creative possibilities, a new way for your brain to really think about design.
We were able to use the whole gamut of different types of resins that Freeform offers, whether it be something that's more heavily textured.
The textures and the colors. I was particularly influenced by the Fjord 2, which has some glass-like qualities. It's very active.
For example, in one of the panels we have seaweed, and another one we have seashells. It's the unlimited possibilities, starting with the idea making.
With resin, I had some pieces that I had from architectural days. I took a square and I sanded it, and then I knew that it could be heat formed. And so in our oven, in our kitchen, I started to heat form some pieces. And I bent all these shapes and I built this kind of weird mock-up. Then I hung a light bulb on the inside of it. And so why not use something that you can cut and form and right in the shop. So.
Varia EcoResin is ideal for vertical applications, and we knew we wanted something to complement it for monolithic horizontal applications.
Chroma is just such a neat product. The way that light enters the product, it bounces around and it just glows on itself. Once you get into the space, you realize this is something different that I hadn't seen before.
Chroma is unique, particularly in its light activity, and we knew we wanted to use it where we wanted a real statement, a feature, something to draw the eye.
Chroma is beautiful because it's all about color, and it's the quality of that color that is so alluring to people.
You take a piece of Freeform Varia or Chroma, in itself it's a beautiful thing, but when you add light to it, like I do in spaces, it's watching the people in those spaces, and it's almost creating an emotion in them.
My saying has always been is that, yeah, you can have great buildings with great materials, but if you don't have good lighting, you don't have a building.
Light is one of the most important things in space. It's the way we see, it's the way we perceive things. It provides for a sense of character.
You want to see a smooth, even light, almost as though it isn't lit, and that's the way it's supposed to look.
We knew that we wanted it to sort of have some translucent qualities. We knew that we wanted to do something with light so that it would act as a big lantern in the space.
The translucent materials allowed us traditional detailing, but with a new material that plays off the light.
We really understand that our material is much more than just a flat sheet good. It is about the possibilities and the potential of what you can do with it.
But it can also be bent and manipulated. Heat formed is also intriguing. So unlike wood or other things, it offers me some design strategies and opportunities that I don't get with other materials.
This kind of project is much more collaborative. It cannot happen without a team effort. And so, the case in point is the way we worked with Freeform.
The one thing that Freeform brings to the table is the amount of experience from different departments that we have here.
We discovered Freeform because they had the kind of perfect product for what we wanted to do. They seemed to be interested in collaborating with architects to produce new applications in really kind of inventive ways.
There was a lot of faith on our part. There was a lot of confidence on Freeform's part that they could make this product. The company had already a kind of division of specialists who wanted to work on these special projects.
My job as Director of Fabrication is to make sure the customer's projects come to fruition.
It takes a certain amount of understanding, it takes engineering, it takes manipulation, and so it's good to have a resource like Freeform.
We interact with fabrication, we work with facilities, we work with hardware design. We're busy on a daily basis, so we finish a project and move on to the next and the next and the next.
And so we want to be there working with our clients as a collaboration to help them really take the whole vision and make it a reality. There is a sense at Freeform that anything can happen. It is definitely in our culture to never say no.
It shows the broad thinking that Freeform has when it really comes to developing different product lines.
We have done just some fantastic projects. One of the things that gets me up in the morning is the fact that I get to be able to do things that people have never done before.
Whatever we're doing and presenting to our clients, we know they're going to take it to the next level, far above.
Why not do something that sort of blows up, that's huge, or that's tall, or that's a different color, or that goes from the inside of the building to the outside of the building? I mean, you name it, right? There's no more rules.
When I think of Freeform as just a product line, all of a sudden I'm like, oh my gosh, I have a whole studio of ideas in front of me, my whole kit.
Definitely Freeform comes in, period, because it's a seamless element within the space.
On a daily basis, I walk through the factory and I'm seeing these ideas just coming from our clients. And they're so interesting to see the combinations and the new twists that people put on our standard line.
It's the least of my worries. I think, well, Freeform can do it, but can I bend the design limits in my head? And if I can get to the point I'm imagining, I'm confident Freeform can dance with me on this.